Hello and welcome to Dappz Live, the show where we talk about sports, laugh about sports, and if you're a Yankees fan, cry about sports. Get in the comments now, drop your questions, and we will answer them. Follow the page and be sure to DM us directly. We are answering questions every single day. Ethan, how many consecutive days without a breakfast sandwich from your producer?
A lot too many. I'm being starved and forced to be here, so help me.
All right, let's get into it. The MLB playoffs began yesterday morning, whatever. And you know what that means. The Yankees fucking suck. I am so sick of Yankees fans, by the way. As a Mets fan, what do I hear? Oh, have a fun time on the couch. And what the hell happens? The Yankees are out of the playoffs 3 days later. The Red Sox defeated the Yankees 3-1 at home. Garrett Crochet struck out 11 batters in 7 innings and held the Yankees to 1 run. Aaron Boone is going to be fired at the end of this season, Ethan. I swear to God, he might be killed. He sits freed after 100 pitches for no reason. After 102, he benches him. He's let up nothing. He sits Jazz Chisholm. He didn't start Jazz Chisholm. He put Rosario in. Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Boone should have been fired years ago. I don't know how Aaron Boone's still there. He probably has blackmail on half the organization. Not starting Jazz Chisholm is just blasphemy. That kid is the best second baseman in baseball. The Yankees suck, man. Why are we keep repeating this rodeo? Like, I'm tired of talking about them like they're supposed to be good. We know they suck. They always underachieve. And honestly, I'm happy about it because fuck the Yankees.
They are cooked. Look at this stat. The Yankees are the first team in MLB postseason history, Ethan, to have the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th and not score a run and still lose the game. I watched this live, Ethan. You're thinking, wow, they got a hit. Judge gets a hit. Another guy, I forget, Bellinger gets a hit. Their bases are loaded. There's no outs. And you're like, wow, a double's going to tie the game right now. Wrong. Can you choke harder than the Yankees? They have a $300 million payroll. Well, you could be the Mets, obviously. But before we get to the other massive payroll team, the Tigers. Ethan, I don't know if you're aware, blew the biggest division lead ever to the Guardians and are now playing the Guardians in the first round. The Tigers continue to have Tariq Skubal be an absolute tank who you just cannot get a hit off of. 11 batters he struck out. Ethan, what are the Tigers without Skubal?
Yeah, that's the problem. The Tigers are too top heavy. Once you get past Skubal, they're not really much. That batting order is above average, but the rest of the pitching staff is pretty disappointing. You know, I know the Tigers win a lot of regular season games because they're probably a regular season team, but I don't see any postseason success coming from this franchise because they really don't have any true stars besides Skubal.
Well, Andres says Rosario hits lefties. That was why Boone played him, but it ended up being the wrong decision because Chisholm has been your guy all year. And to go in, listen, if you're in the second round or the third round and Chisholm's not swinging the bat, I get it. I get it. Get somebody else in there. You're going to take your starting infielder who you traded for last season, Chisholm. Stupid.
Jazz has been 40-40 since being traded, the best second baseman in baseball.
The Dodgers dominated the Reds last night until their bullpen had to pitch. Snell goes 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. Shohei and Teal both bomb homers early in the game. And then in the 8th inning, the Reds make it interesting. The Dodgers are going to demolish the Reds in this series. But, Ethan, do you see the Dodgers sticking with Philly with the way their bullpen is playing?
Yeah, once you go up 7-0, they don't really care anymore. They're not throwing their best arms out of their bullpen because they want to save them for the future series. I mean, if Ohtani hits 2 home runs in a game, like, you won that game, you're not losing it. I am not worried about the Dodgers. Like, if you look at the bullpen, they put all these starters, like Roki Sasaki is in the bullpen. That guy would be the number 2 pitcher on any other team in the league. I'm not worried about the Dodgers.
Well, here's the thing, is the Reds pitching and the Phillies pitching are definitely not the same. The Philadelphia Phillies, they have Nola. They have Wheeler. They have Sanchez. They have a lot of guys who are deep in their starting rotation. And by the way, I've been talking to some Dodgers fans this morning who are worried about the Phillies. And in addition to that, their closer, Tanner Scott, stinks. So I do like Sasaki as a reliever. I do like Kershaw as a reliever. I think that's an interesting little mix to have. But beyond Snell, I really don't know how deep the Dodgers rotation is. Hey, listen, if they score 10 runs a game, Dodgers got it, all right? Now, reports are coming out criticizing the pay disparity between the two teams. The Dodgers payroll at $510 million, the Reds at $121. But the thing I will argue, though, is that the Reds have no business being in the playoffs. They have this stat. I wish we had the graphic. I read it earlier this morning. The Reds had no batter who batted over 270 this year. Not one player on the team batted over 270. They had no starter who had over 200 strikeouts. They had no player who hit over X amount of home runs. Absolutely ridiculous. Ethan, your thoughts on the pay disparity? Should everyone stop bitching?
Yeah, I mean, why are we underrating Ellie De La Cruz? Is not like a top 10 player in baseball. I mean, Hunter Green was a fantastic starter this year. They have a lot of depth. Listen, the casuals don't understand. They don't know that the Reds are actually really deep, and the fact that they made the playoffs is really good for the franchise. I mean, Marte, McLean, Lodolo, like, they have a lot of really talented young guys, and this is good for them. The pay disparity is because all those guys are young. Give them a couple of years. They'll have to re-sign these guys. It'll be an expensive team, or maybe they drop some bag in free agency. When I see the fact that the Dodgers have $500 million and they have $121 million, shows me that they have $300 million to spend in free agency.
Well, I think the other thing is nobody wants to go live in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, true.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another World Series of epic proportions. Last year, we had the two biggest markets in the country facing off, and this year, Milwaukee and Toronto. Gross. We go from LA and New York to Milwaukee and Toronto. Moving right along to the Saudis, who recently purchased EA. Madden now belongs to the Saudis, have purchased Electronic Arts. Instead of hearing it's in the game, when you boot up Madden, you'll hear a call to prayer. We're kidding, Ethan. We're kidding. EA was purchased by the Sovereign Wealth Fund and Jared Kushner's affinity partners for $55 billion. The purchase was financed with a $20 billion loan from JP Morgan. Do the Saudis really need a loan? Money is like table salt to these people. Madden and FIFA have been essentially upcharged DLCS for years. Pay us $60 for the same fucking game.
Well, actually, EA's been full of microtransactions for the last 2 years. Like, Skate just came out, and it's a free game, but every t-shirt or pair of shorts you want to put on your guy costs $10. I hope the Saudis take the microtransactions out of the game, because they were really, like, slowing down the gameplay. I'm a huge fan of EA. I have been since I was a kid. This is actually good. Put new money into the game and change it up, because, like you said, the past 5 years, 2K, Madden, they've all been the same game, just reskinned several times. So let's put a little Saudi skin on that.
And tell us in the comments, when was the last time you got FIFA or Madden and you were like, this is way better?
Never.
This is way better. This year's version is so much better. Ethan, are you excited that we may actually have Madden and FIFA that are good?
I'm super excited because listen, I was playing NBA Live back in the day. The game has advanced a lot and then stalled for the past 5 years. And the only goal of EA so far has been just adding, how can I make more money from these games? Hopefully the Saudis are like, hey, let's change this game up, make it one of the best in the world. I want to see a bunch of new additions. And listen, now they can, if they want to take a Saudi player and make him a 99 in FIFA, they can. They can go ahead and make their local teams 99, Ronaldo 99. It's good for them.
Well, remember years ago, this is 10, 15 years ago, I don't know when it was, but when they introduced the truck stick, right? And the hit stick. And like these were new additions to the game that where you're like, oh wow, this is this fun little and listen, you can use it or you cannot use it, but it's just another element to the game that made it fun
imagine
to play.
These 2K players complaining about their ratings to some camel in Saudi Arabia. It's gonna be hilarious.
Well, the Saudis have an obsession with sports, which is odd because I don't think I've ever heard of a star Saudi athlete in my life, but we'll see. Hopefully they make more money with this investment, Ethan. Saudi Arabia, go on vacation, kick your feet up. You have everything you need. EA is a headache. You don't. Who the fuck wants to work this hard with $50 trillion?
Assalamu alaikum.
Next story. Sauce Gardner has already been flagged 4 times this season. That is the most in the NFL for cornerbacks. He was flagged 9 times last year. Nothing compared to Laramie Tunzel, who was flagged 19 times in 2024. Sauce Gardner has come out and claimed he is harshly penalized by the refs because, get ready, the Jets are bad. Ethan, make this make sense.
Dude, Sauce Gardner has lost his title. He is now Squirt Gardner because he just bitches the whole entire game. He is not elite at all. He was a 1-year wonder. I mean, you look at that kid on the Broncos, just a 5 times better cornerback, came from the same draft class. I just think Sauce Gardner is kind of the reason they're bad.
Sauce Gardner, the refs are not penalizing you because the Jets are bad. They're penalizing you because you don't know how to play defense without getting flagged. Mm-hmm. But honestly, to the refs, the Jets suck plenty on their own. We do not need your help. Next story. Jonathan Kuminga has finally signed the papers. The Golden State Warriors' toxic relationship with Kuminga has maybe come to an end. He wasn't at Jimmy Butler's rah-rah offseason workouts, and Steve Kerr, I think, hates him. So, Ethan, try to untangle this abusive relationship.
Yeah, I think the relationship just got worse, dude. The cum bucket has been misused on the Golden State Warriors for years, and Golden State Warriors traditionally always misuse their talent. Look at James Wiseman and Moses Moody and all these talented kids who come there, and they're just like, yeah, stand in the corner and pass the ball to Steph. I mean, how would you ever use these players? I think the cum bucket's smart because he can actually get some play time this year and then get traded mid-season because he's actually like a really talented player that I can see a team like the Brooklyn Nets or the Toronto Raptors trading for. But yeah, I mean, this is just toxic because Steve Kerr doesn't really know how to coach basketball. He's just a Steph Curry merchant.
Yeah, and I think that this was a big problem last year was Kuminga did not get a lot of minutes.
Never does.
In the regular season and did not play in the postseason until Curry got hurt. So, I mean, I think I'd be upset too. We've seen the guy ball out. I don't know if he's not integrating into the Warriors' way or whatever you want to call it, but hopefully this means the Warriors and the worst, most annoying fans in the NBA can have fun.
You heard the Splash Brothers are back in town. They just signed Curry's brother into Golden State, too. So, Seth and Steph.
The real Splash Brothers.
The real Splash Brothers.
It's official. Next story we need to get to, Ethan. Joe Flacco is out. Dylan Gabriel is in. And Shedeur Sanders is still a water boy. Ethan, are the Cleveland Browns the single worst team Shedeur could have gotten signed to?
Honestly, it was probably the best idea because, look, after Joe Flacco, it should be him. But the Browns just want to grief him. And they're like, yeah, we're going to start Dylan Gabriel over you. They should have kept Joe Flacco. He's fine. I'm actually waiting for Kenny Pickett to come back, traded over there and play. I don't think Shedeur Sanders should ever get an opportunity in the NFL, and we should keep him on the bench for the whole year just to spite him and his family.
Is his family really that bad?
Yeah, they're really that bad. They ruined the Florida State football program. They're ruining the Colorado football program. They're just yappers who suck at football. Shiloh Sanders should be a water boy. It's just disgusting that we have to pay attention to bums like this.
Now, there was a lot of fuckery during the draft. He should have went higher, but there's a very real element of him and his pop's behavior leading up to the draft.
Are they holding hands?
To tell Baltimore, my son will not be backing up Lamar Jackson. The irony of it all is that had he just backed up Lamar Jackson, he'd probably be playing for at minimum 1 up to 4 weeks. And by the way, wouldn't you rather slot in and play for the Ravens with Derrick Henry behind you, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, D-Hop, Bateman, all these weapons on a good team instead of playing for the low-level Browns? Ethan, what would the Ravens look like now with Shedeur?
They would look like a team with Cooper Rush starting because Shedeur Sanders still wouldn't play. I mean, all he's there for is for PR. It's not a talent thing. He's not that good. Even on the Browns, if he played, he would just be handing it off to Quinshon Judkins every down. I don't want to talk about this kid ever again.
Ever again. Congrats, Prime. Your son isn't backing up Lamar now. He's backing up Dylan Gabriel. Hope he learns a ton. Next story. Our favorite league, Ethan, the WNBA continues to light a fucking dumpster fire. Minnesota Lynx forward Nafisha Collier unleashed on the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert. And excuse me, guys, if you don't know any of these people's names, because we're all learning them as well, all right? We're all learning them as well. Yesterday, who I and everyone in America now hate, Listen to what she told Collier earlier this year.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlyn, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlyn should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
It's such a joke. It's such an absolute joke. You laugh at it when you hear it. I mean, without getting into anything she said, the name Kathy Engelbert sounds like a bitch already.
Yeah.
It's actually unbelievable. Look at this lady.
What a Karen.
She
Oh my
just
God.
has such a hateable face. Ethan, what are your thoughts on this disgusting woman who's heading up the WNBA?
Oh my God, Karen Engelbert. If she's an ex-player, she was probably terrible. I mean, the fact that you can say such a thing that she should be thankful for the WNBA. I mean, if she did the right thing and just signed with the big three, she'd be making way more money. She'd be balling up dudes, and she'd be having like 4 more months of vacation. This girl is so ungrateful. She needs to be fired immediately. And honestly, like, I don't get what her point is, because you should be happy that people are watching your sport. Like, nobody watched WNBA 3 years ago. This girl is coming in and saving your job, and you're complaining about her to be grateful. Dude, women, man, it's just a women thing. They always complain.
And they hate each other is what.
Yeah, they're just
absolutely
uncivil.
insane.
They're not house trained.
And Stephen A. Smith actually delivered a bullet this morning to camera, and he said this woman should resign immediately. Now, Ethan's calling for her firing. Stephen A. says that she should resign. The Indiana Fever before Caitlyn Clark, this was their average attendance. 2022, Ethan, 1,700 fans a game. 1,700, all right? 1,700 a game. 2023, little bump. 4,000 fans a game. Caitlyn Clark enters the arena. 2024, 17,000 fans a game. We're talking about a 10x from 22, and we're talking about over a 4x to 2024. Hey, Kathy, in what world should Caitlyn Clark be bowing to you? Bro. This is absolutely insane and irresponsible behavior by the commissioner of the WNBA. And by the way, I don't know the last time someone in the NFL or the NBA or the MLB went to a press conference and this pointedly spoke to the commissioner, spoke to Adam Silver, spoke to Roger Goodell, spoke to Paul Tagliabue. Any of the Rob Manfred, any of these people, because for you to say that to the commissioner, who is effectively your boss's boss's boss, right? That's a pretty wild thing to do. And I can't believe this was what she said about Caitlyn Clark. Like you said, Ethan, she should be bowing to Caitlyn Clark, saying thank you so much for bringing a 4X to our league, bringing attention, bringing more revenue, bringing more eyeballs, bringing more attendance. Caitlyn Clark ignited your league and a college pipeline to feed the WNBA with more Caitlyn Clarks. I mean, you have Paige Beckers, who, listen, she played with or against Caitlyn Clark. So it's
Juju Watkins.
Say it again.
Juju Watkins.
Juju Watkins. Girl, right. So, listen, you understand all these other players who are affecting the revenue, right?
Yeah, and honestly, where's Pat Summit or Gino Auriemma, who could step into her job, or player 101 for her job? This is just like stupid, in my opinion. Like, isn't there a commission, like a players commission, that can band together and get this girl out of office and get someone who's more player friendly? Because the WNBA, I mean, they're a couple moves away from being mainstream. Like, they could just not be such assholes and have good referees and not fine their players for the dumbest shit when they're making pennies. There's just such easy fixes to this league that any normal person can understand. I don't know why she hates her own league.
Well, it's absolutely wild that the only reason we even know Kathy Engelbert's name today is because of Caitlyn Clark. It's because you're acknowledging that, oh, Caitlyn Clark is the reason for our league having all this extra viewership, having all this extra revenue, having all this money, having everything you've been asking for so long is happening because of a Caitlyn Clark and the college athletes that she will spawn. Kathy, what the fuck have you done?
Come on, Kathy.
Presided over a league for 6 years and didn't make a fucking dime for 1 second? resign. That's our show, guys. We're going to plug Dappz Live weekdays at noon. That's the show you're watching right now. General Managers today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. The cookbook is live streamed Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. We will see you next week.